All right, let's be honest here. Who saw that one coming? Seriously, who saw that one coming? I really want to know. Who would have thought by the end of the night, tonight on NXT RoadBlock, Dolph Ziggler would become the NXT champion? A lot about that and so much more tonight on this NXT RoadBlock review. But, ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, this is Around the Point.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
What is up, dorks, dorkams, dorkers, dorkettes? How is everyone doing this Tuesday evening? It is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, and this is, of course, another live installment of Around the Point here on youtube.com/HeelSteven. If you are new to the channel, please, pretty please, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this stream video a big old thumbs up. Hey, look at me right there. Yay. Thumbs up there like Fonzie from Happy Days. Hey. And all that fun hippity hoopla, okay? This is, like I just said a couple minutes ago, this is your NXT RoadBlock 2022 review. And again, I think all of us right now are just in this disbelief mode right now about what just happened, about Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT championship. Now, if you would have told me early in the day that this would have happened, I probably would have been like, what? But it happened. WWE went with Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT championship. And I want to get your thoughts on all this. Give me your opinion, your point of view. Do you like this decision? Are you against it? What have you? Let me know down below in the comments. I'll be reading them throughout the stream. But again, like I mentioned before, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell notification, be notified when we go live. In case you guys don't know by now, you can check me out on all social media at HeelSteven. That is Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Try to get the numbers up on IG and Twitter. We do have a Discord server. Links down below in the description box if you want to check that out, and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll be doing some stuff over with Discord in a bit. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. We also, again, in case you missed it this week, this past Sunday, the gang got together with the Wrestle Companion live watch along for AEW Revolution 2022. And of course, I literally yesterday in the afternoon went live with my AEW Revolution review. So in case you guys have not checked that out, go out of your way and check it out. The playback's on YouTube. And also, I pushed the audio to the podcasting platform, which is Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So again, please give the 5-star rating over there on both platforms. We're trying to help that grow as well and all that fun stuff. And this is optional, okay? This right here is completely optional. If you want to leave a donation, again, completely fucking optional, no big deal, but it would be awesome if you did. Head up the super chat, links down below in the description box through Streamlabs and all that fun stuff. Your message could also be read on the air. So, again, I am just like everyone right now, I guess, in shock still. But I'll be honest, I'm happy with it. I'm happy. I don't know why everyone's upset about it if you are, but I love where things are going here. With the way things are going. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. Let me read some of these comments. Let me read them, okay? What just happened by Trapkedia? Dolph Ziggler won the NXT title. Was that a botch? I think so. We'll get into that in a little bit if you want. Was that an error? No error at all, my friend. No error at all. Braun is going to regain the title. I said delivery, but holy smokes. Tell me about it, man. Killer Demon 669. Title change. What the fuck? Hey, man. That's good shit, pal. Reading the comments here as well. Miley Sachs right here. I love it. Ziggler deserves it no matter how old he is. He works his ass off and is well deserved. I'll get into that as well in a little bit. As I forgot, this is Vince's show now, so I believe he would have Dolph win over the NXT guys by Brandon Brown. Let's take it down a little bit here. Botch, not the other word. Damn spell check. Yeah, I guess so. So I'll be honest with you, okay? I usually don't review NXT. Usually the wrestling stuff, I wait for the weekend for the podcast and all that stuff. But being that I'm on vacation from my early AM job, I decided to go live today. I decided to give you guys a review. Normally at this hour, I'd be in bed, waking up at 3 in the morning to go to work at 4 a.m. But being that I'm on vacation, I'm gonna be a little active this week. I'm gonna be very active. Okay. So in case you guys don't know yet, yes, please hit that subscribe button and all that fun stuff. I might be going live tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. Just so you guys, that you guys know real quick. But overall, I thought this NXT episode really just felt like an episode of NXT. There were some good matches, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, I thought this show just felt like a regular episode of NXT. I get why they called it RoadBlock. I know people were like, oh, they gave RoadBlock to NXT. I mean, they gave NXT Vengeance Day. They gave NXT Halloween Havoc. Why not give these fuckers RoadBlock? Why not? But nonetheless, for a show and all that stuff, 2 hours of wrestling to sit through. I thought overall, it was a solid show. Nothing to go crazy about. Like, nothing here will blow your hair back, if you will. But give me your thoughts in the chat, your thoughts on the show as a whole. What was your favorite match? And, of course, more thoughts, Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT championship and all that stuff. So we also think about this as well, right? They are building up, obviously, Stand and Deliver, which is going to take place WrestleMania Saturday, early in the day. So if you're a content creator, if you're a podcaster, right, that do reviews and watch-alongs and all that stuff, because watch-alongs now are the trend. Oh, buddy, you're going to be busy that weekend. But nonetheless, overall, this show, again, for me was solid. They kicked the show off with the first semifinal match of the women's Dusty Classic, if you will. I'll call it the Dusty Classic, the women's Dusty Classic of Dakota Kai, Wendy Chu versus Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade. You had Toxic Attraction in the little VIP lounge area and shit. The match, for what it was worth, it was okay. They did this spot where Wendy Chu was sleeping in the middle of the ring, and everyone was like, what the fuck? But it was like a little strategy and all that. I'll be honest, I really did not expect the result that we got out of that match. I literally thought they were going to go through with Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade. I literally thought they're going to go all the way to the finals with them two as a team, considering that the week before there was like this video package, or even before that, before the tournament even started, of them two bonding, all that stuff. And somewhere in this match, the two women of Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and the other one whose name I just forgot right now, I apologize. They did an attack on Raquel Gonzalez and her knee. So because of that, she continued the match, but there was issues. And because of that, and quite of an upset, not really, you had the team of Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu going to the finale. Now, if you remember, a year ago, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai went to the finals and won the whole kit and caboodle. And now here we are. Dakota Kai is once again in the finale of the Women's Dusty Classic. Now this time with Wendy Chu. Two women that, let's be honest here, are just a makeshift team. They talked about how on commentary they barely strategize, but when they're together, they make shit work. So there's that also. But from what it looks like, I don't know what's going to happen with Raquel Gonzalez, because you would think, okay, does she really need this? Not really. I don't think she does, but here they go. They gave her this, and let's see what happens now. Let's see what fucking happens. But nonetheless, I was surprised with the result. But that's just me, of course. Also, because throughout the show, right? Because the main event was the triple threat for the NXT championship. You had all three guys throughout the show cut promo. So the first promo that you saw was Tommaso Ciampa. He talked about the importance of main eventing at Stand and Deliver, how it's the important event of the year for NXT, right? WrestleMania weekend, and how he has the opportunity, so we thought, of becoming a 3-time NXT champion. And you know what it means to him to be NXT champion. And again, it makes you think, okay, he might win this. At the same time, you know, hey, he's been on Monday Night Raw. They changed his music. You know, could this be the end? We don't know. But then after this, we go to this backstage segment on the outside where it's fucking, apparently it rained in Florida. It rained, right? So you see the Creed brothers who won the men's Dusty Classic, right? And they get attacked. They're on the ground. They got attacked. We don't know by who. We don't know by who. And it's raining. So people want to know what happened here. Who did this and shit, right? I thought that was kind of funny. Again, they're out there in the rain while this is happening. But nonetheless, you know, because of all this, again, they were scheduled to compete tonight for the tag titles. And because of the attack, they were not able to go. They were not able to go. And we find out later on in the night who would take their place. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. Take it easy, y'all. Take it easy. Okay. So from there we go on to the next match here. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Fallon Henley. This was a short match. They didn't go crazy. Nothing crazy about this. It was a quick upset win by Fallon when Saray came out. And before this, though, they had smoke hit the entrance stage area to distract Tiffany Stratton. And that's how the upset win happened. So likely they'll continue this program that probably no one really cares about between Saray and Tiffany Stratton. Maybe on Level Up, whoever watches it. I know I don't, but we'll see. So there was that. From there, we get a not barbershop stuff. We'll get that in a little bit. But we had a Chase U segment with one of his students who, again, name I don't really know or forgot about, whatever, was sporting a bruised eye from from last week. And Chase U, and Andre Chase was talking about how he disappointed in his students who shit the bed on the entrance and all that stuff. And one of his students asked about, obviously, the guy with the bruised eye, and Andre Chase just cursed him out and threw the ball at him and shit. So there's that too. From there, we go to the barbershop segment with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And if you remember last week after Carmelo Hayes successfully retained his NXT North American Championship against Pete Dunne, he talked about how he's beat almost everyone, right? And how he's the 8th champion. So at Stand and Deliver, he wants to defend the North American Championship in the match that was basically the origin, the beginning of the North American title in a ladder match. And, again, they're at the barbershop, so this barbershop talk and how, no one's, is going to be able to beat him, how he's better than everyone. And Trick wants to know, why a ladder match? He's afraid of heights. So we find out today, Trick Williams is afraid of heights, which was there. And we find out that Carmelo Hayes is going to basically make qualifying matches. So there'll be 4 guys entering this match. So we find out, because of all this, right, the first qualifying match will take place next week between Cameron Grimes and Santos Escobar. Those 2 guys will go at it, and the winner of this will qualify for the ladder match at Stand and Deliver. It should be a fun match. I think the money here is on Santos Escobar to advance, but we'll see where that goes and all that stuff. From there, we go to a Lash Legend segment. Yes, a Lash Legend segment with Nikita Lyons, right, on the Lash Out, whatever the fuck they call that, the little talk show that she does. And they had a back and forth argument. I'll be honest, it really wasn't for me. It felt like, you know what it felt like? Imagine two girls at school just having an argument in the hallway. And you know they're about to fight. You know they're about to throw hands or slap each other and shit. But teachers break it up. That's what it felt like to me. I mean, if you want them to have a program, fine. I mean, I know last week Lash Legend had a match and it really wasn't impressive. If you want them to have a program, listen, I get it. NXT 2.0 is a developmental brand. A lot of these people are, let's be honest, they're still green. A lot of them are not, oh my God, Shawn Michaels or Ric Flair or anything like that, right? They're not. But if you want them to have a program, and if this is going to be on television, keep it on Level Up. Don't put this shit on TV. Just saying, don't put this shit on fucking TV. Okay? So there was that. From there, we go on to backstage, right? We get Imperium. And they were asked about what happened to the Creed brothers. Were they responsible for what happened? And then MSK comes out and they say, hey, if the Creed brothers can't go tonight, they can take their place. And once they win, they will give the Creed brothers an opportunity at the tag titles because, again, everyone's saying that Imperium was afraid. And we find out that's exactly what happens. We find out that later on in the night, it's going to be MSK versus Imperium for the tag title. So basically, MSK, who lost in the Dusty Classic, are going to get rewarded a tag team title match. So basically, they are the alternates. They are the backup plan, if you will, here. So we thought. From there, we go on to the last man standing match between LA Knight and Grayson Waller. Believe it or not, somewhere in this match, the crowd was cheering for Grayson Waller. And then they started booing him. But I got to say, overall, I thought this was a very fun match. Yeah, I thought this was a very, very fun last man standing match where there's a moment in this match. They're fighting in the crowd. And I don't know what happened, but Grayson Waller falls off the fucking bleachers and shit. Falls to the ground. And everyone's going crazy about this. But early in the match, early in the day, I guess, he tells the security guard, Sagna, whatever the fuck his name is, to stay backstage. He got this tonight. So everyone thought, oh my God, Grayson Waller fell to the ground, took the count, what have you. And you find out that Sagna is carrying him like a parent would carry a child almost. Throws him back in the ring. And you would think, okay, LA Knight had to get attacked, what have you. They bring out handcuffs, and it turns out that LA Knight ends up handcuffing Sagna. So he handcuffs him around the turnbuckle on the outside. So he's stuck there basically. And LA Knight starts hitting Grayson Waller with a weapon, with a steel chair, a chair shot, a trash can lid. He hits some chair shots to Sagna as well. He clears the announcer's table, right, to just slam him into the powerbomb him through the announce table to find out that Grayson Waller had a weapon. Hits him with it, and then he lays LA Knight on this announce table. And he goes off the top rope, dives to the outside onto the table for a diving elbow. It looked crazy. The people lost their shit. So they're both down, right? And mind you, I talked about earlier how Sagna got attacked by a steel chair by LA Knight. So he's literally on his knees on the floor, handcuffed. So Grayson Waller, as the count is happening, right? They're counting, right? He puts himself behind Sagna like a piggyback ride almost. And Sagna, in a way, helps Grayson Waller up to his feet without even knowing, while LA Knight is still laying there. And because of that, Grayson Waller is the last man standing. He wins. He wins it again. And there was that. But again, nonetheless, a very fun last man standing match. I'm becoming a fan of Grayson Waller. I really, really am. I don't know what his ceiling's going to be, though, on the main roster. If he ever gets there full time, I have no clue. But I do think that we're going to get one more match at Stand and Deliver, probably a steel cage or something where Sanga can get involved. I see that happening, but we'll see where that goes. Again, guys, if you have questions and all that fun stuff, feel free to drop your questions in the comment threads below. All right. So from there, we get a Bron Breakker backstage promo. Talks about what it means to be NXT champion, how he loves the business, how no one trains like he does, no one practices like he does, and all that stuff, and how he is willing to risk it all tonight to go on Stand and Deliver and all that shit. Now, here's the thing about Bron Breakker, okay? You guys know me. I am a fan of Bron Breakker. I think Bron is going to be a big star for WWE down the road if he plays his cards right. I know tonight there was a little hiccup. It happens. No one's perfect. No one's fucking perfect, okay? Let's get that clear. Now, I don't know where people stand with Bron Breakker. I don't know. I get the vibe that there's people coming again. He debuted on Monday Night Raw last night. He debuted, he looked good out there. He did. But I know there's a mixed reaction with Bron Breakker. There's people that fucks with him, the people that like him and they think, oh, he's great. He's the future. Awesome. And then there's people, let's be honest here, who have a dislike towards him because he represents the new NXT. He represents what people don't like about this new NXT. Right? Oh, this is a guy picked by Vince and Bruce, and he's not an indie guy, which I think is ridiculous. I think the key with Bron Breakker is it's to the point. He doesn't need to be in these long matches. His matches can be short and to the point. Awesome. Again, I think Bron Breakker is going to be a big star. Possibly in the same level as Roman. That is, of course, if he plays his cards right, he doesn't fuck up, doesn't do anything stupid. But time will tell. But I don't know where many of you fall in that category. I'm not really sure. I am honestly not really sure where all of you fall in that category. So from there, we go on to the next match in the women's Dusty Class, the next semifinal match between Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray versus Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. And really, to be honest with you guys, I thought this was a fun match. Casey and Kaden hit this double team, this Doomsday Poison Rana, right? For a crazy near fall. For a second there, you literally would have thought, holy shit, that Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter were going to pull the upset here. Holy shit. But nope. When it was all said and done, you see that Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray get the W, and they're going to go on to the finals to meet the team of Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu. And while all this is happening, again, Toxic Attraction are sitting in the Toxic Lounge, right? And during all this, Cora Jade comes out and attacks Toxic Attraction. Attacks them. Because of what happened early in the night when they cost Raquel Gonzalez and herself their match in the semifinals of the Women's Dusty Classic. Likely, we might see, I don't know, something with Mandy Rose and Cora Jade, maybe Mandy Rose and Raquel Gonzalez. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would say, honestly, do Raquel versus Mandy Rose again. But we'll see where that goes. We'll see what happens. I think they still have time to build up a Mandy Rose match. Whoever against who, I don't know. For Stand and Deliver, we shall just see. Okay. From there, we go to MSK versus Imperium. Remember when I said earlier that the Creed brothers couldn't go, so they had MSK take their place? This match didn't even go that long. the Creed brothers got involved and they end this match in disqualification. Something tells me down the road at Stand and Deliver, we're going to get a 3-way for the tag titles, which I'm all with. I'm fine with. I think the Creed brothers are great. I think they deserve the opportunity to finally hold those titles. So we'll see if they do or not. From there, we get a vignette of A-Kid. Now, for those of you who don't know, A-Kid wrestles over in NXT UK. He's from Spain. Now, I am someone who doesn't really watch that much of NXT UK. So if you're to give me a pop quiz right now, I'm probably going to fail. Okay. That being said, they're hyping him up and how he won the Heritage Cup and all that stuff, and how he is now coming to NXT 2.0 to face the best. And that's cool. Awesome. I think, for what it's worth, you do want to still, and again, I know there's people who are not happy with this new crop of NXT 2.0, but there's some people that I still feel like they still fuck with NXT UK. And if you want to blend those together and do these cross matches, awesome. Why not? Can you imagine? And again, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched an A-Kid match, and I really haven't. But from people that I know that have watched NXT UK, they've told me, oh, he's pretty good. So imagine a match between him and Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? Funny enough, because they did announce also on the show that next week is going to be A-Kid versus Kushida, because while this was happening, they played backstage. They took to Jacket Time, and they talked about A-Kid being good, and Kushida had his doubts. So we're going to get this match next week. So we'll see where that goes. But I think it should be a good win for A-Kid. Again, Kushida at this point of his career, is going to do the honors, do the right thing, and all that stuff. But we shall see. We shall see where that goes. Okay. From there, we find out, about Cameron Grimes, Santos Escobar next week in a qualifying match for the ladder match for the North American Championship at Stand and Deliver. We also find out that next week is going to be, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I'll mention it again anyway. It's going to be Indy Hartwell versus Persia Pirotta. Now, they did have a backstage segment tonight where they argued about what happened, in their Dusty Classic tag match where they lost, and how, at the same time, as you see in the graphic, Persia Pirotta had a thing going on with Duke Hudson, and now Persia Pirotta feels it's Indy's fault, and they went back and forth. So they're going to find out who's the better woman, and we'll see what happens next week. I do think, though, next week, Mr. Loomis makes an appearance, and we'll see where that goes. Maybe, I don't know what is going to happen, but I do smell a mixed tag team match for Stand and Deliver. Put it this way. It's something for everyone to do on the show. So why the fuck not? Why the fuck not on this point? Okay. From there, we go on to the main event. Finally, the fucking main event of the evening. We get Bron Breakker, just like in the graphic of the stream here, right? Bron Breakker defending the NXT Championship versus Tommaso Ciampa and Monday Night Raw's Dolph Ziggler. Now, I already gave my thoughts on Bron Breakker, right? His run as champion, all that stuff. If you would have, and I said this earlier, if you would have told me that Bron Breakker was gonna lose tonight, I would have not believed you. I literally would have thought you've been talking out of your ass. Now remember, he debuted on Raw last night. He had a good performance. I thought this match, for what it was worth, for the time they were given, it was okay. Nothing to go crazy about here. Somewhere in this match, Bron Breakker does a suplex to both men at the same time. Ciampa does this diving move out to the outside. There's a moment in this match where I guess Ciampa is going for his finisher, right? And Bron Breakker, and I know everyone's talking about the botch, right? This fucking botch, where he just dives and lands in the middle of the ring randomly and rolls to the outside. It's like he rolled to the wrong spot. He missed the spot, whatever. He fucked up. Listen, it happens. I'm not going to sit here and say, ha ha, you fucked up. Nah, I'm not doing that. I know there's other people that will do that. There's other podcasters that will have joy in the fact that Bron Breakker did a hiccup today, messed up. It happens. No one's perfect. You know, you roll with it. You roll with it. They, on commentary, they basically try to cover it with saying that, oh, Bron fucked up his knee. Good. But Bron, it looked like he had the match won. He does the power slam, gets the count, and the referee gets pulled by none other than Bobby Roode, who also got a big reaction. Same like Dolph Ziggler when he cut his promo about spoiling the night and ruining the plans for Stand and Deliver and all that shit, right? Got a big reaction too. And what do you know? And again, they gave you these moments where, oh my God, you thought Ziggler was going to win, but they were in your fault. But eventually, when it was all said and done, right, Dolph Ziggler pins Tommaso Ciampa and becomes the new NXT champion. Now, I'm happy for Dolph Ziggler. Because let's face it right now. Let's keep him 100. Is there anyone out there that think that Dolph Ziggler has a hope to being a main event star on Monday Night Raw or even on Friday Night SmackDown at this stage of the game in his career? If you do, you must be Bobo the fucking fool. Seriously, if you think that from now on I'm going to call you Bobo the fool. And please don't be Bobo the fool. Don't be that person. It's not nice being that person. It really, really isn't. Really, to be honest, I'm happy for Dolph Ziggler. I hope this resurgence, this second chance at life, because that's basically what it is. It's a second chance at life in NXT. The same way it was for Zack Ryder, a.k.a. Matt Cardona, in the early days of NXT when he was teaming up with who was the guy that he teamed up with here? Who was always Mojo Rawley, right? And they were the hype bros. The same way it was a second chance at life for Tyson Kidd in the early days of NXT when he was feuding for the championship against Neville and Sami Zayn. And they had that fatal four-way at one of the early TakeOver shows when it wasn't even TakeOver. It was Tyson Kidd, Pac, Sami Zayn, and Tyler Breeze. And they had that amazing fatal four-way. I hope this is that for Dolph Ziggler. And hell, even at this point for Bobby Roode at this point in juncture. But I get what they're trying to do too. You can't even make the argument at all. You know, this is WWE's way of getting people to try to watch NXT out of desperation. Because let's face it, NXT, depending how you view it, they're not really getting these big numbers. They're not. It's poor. The numbers on the USA Network on Tuesday nights are the bleeding shits. This is why I've always said, you know, this NXT should not be on television on the USA Network. If anything, if you want to put it on TV, what have you, put it on Peacock. Yeah. At this point, put the shit on fucking Peacock. If you want to be live every single week, go right ahead. But put the shit on Peacock. That's my opinion. That being said, if you're WWE, hey, let's get some guys for the main roster, just like they did with AJ Styles a couple of weeks ago when he faced Grayson Waller, over to NXT to get eyeballs on the show. Just like on Monday, when you think about it, right, they had Tommaso Ciampa and Bron Breakker, who was then the NXT champion, teaming up on Monday Night Raw. And you talk about, oh, they're from NXT. They're on this brand. And I guarantee you, a lot of folks who watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and they might know about AEW, but they don't even watch it, let's be honest here, are not watching wrestling on a Tuesday night. They're not. Let's just tell it like it is. They're not. But this gives them maybe an idea, hey, let's watch this shit on Tuesday, see what the fuck's going on. And you see that Dolph Ziggler won the title. And 9 times out of 10, again, depending what they want to do with Bron Breakker, the idea I feel is, hey, with Bron, the money's on him chasing the champion. Because let's face it, do you really want to sit there and see Bron Breakker and Tommaso Ciampa go out for the third time? No. I think what happens here is you get Bron Breakker versus Dolph Ziggler at Stand and Deliver. If you want to go third, if you want to do this triple threat again, go right ahead. But give him more time. Give them more time. And just cut down on these fucking picture-in-picture commercials. But that's what happens. Some people are saying that, Ziggler holding on to the title until TakeOver. Oh, I'm sorry, NXT Stand and Deliver. Maybe so. Maybe so. We'll see. But overall, though, I do think, though, by the time we hit the summer of 2022, Bron Breakker is going to be either on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown. That's my humble opinion. And again, you don't have to be the biggest Dolph Ziggler fan, but you got to be happy for the guy. Let's face it. If WWE, let's face it, the fact that Dolph Ziggler has survived all these massive cuts, has not been released, is a fucking miracle. It is. Say what you want. But I'm happy. But honestly, I am happy for the guy. Let's see what happens. But this does also, makes me want to tune in next week. Like I mentioned before, next week, when you think about it, right? You're going to have, Cameron Grimes and Santos Escobar in a qualifying match for the North American Championship ladder match for Stand and Deliver. You're going to have Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta, depending what you feel about that program. You're going to have A-Kid versus Kushida. But also, you're going to have Dolph Ziggler, who's from Monday Night Raw, from the main roster, right? Coming to NXT as the NXT champion. Who'd to say that, just like Charlotte Flair, he takes that title to Monday Night Raw and all that fun stuff. We'll see what happens. But nonetheless, I thought this episode of NXT, let's face it, again, it's not going to blow your hair back. It really, really isn't. But nonetheless, I thought the show, for what it was worth, it was solid. Okay, it was a solid show. And all that fun stuff. Yeah, Glenn, he did win the championship. He did. And hello to you, buddy. Hello to you. But guys, give me your thoughts in the comment thread, your thoughts on the show, your thoughts on Dolph Ziggler winning the NXT championship and all that fun stuff. Where do you see things going and all that stuff? All right. You can literally check me out on all social media at Heel Steven, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We do have a Discord server. Links down below in the description box below if you want to check out the server. Around the Point is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you do want to show us some love over there too, give us the 5-star rating. It does help out the show in the long run. Okay. In case you missed it this week, this past Sunday, the boys got back together and did a live watch along of AEW Revolution, which we like to call Wrestle Companion. All right. There were technical issues, but no one's perfect. We got through it. Okay. Also, literally yesterday in the afternoon, I went live and gave you guys a review of AEW Revolution. All right. If you have not checked that out, go give it a listen. Also, the audio version of this, I pushed to the feed, so it's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you want to give that a listen. All right. But again, next week, we got Cameron Grimes, Santos Escobar qualifying match. You have Indy Hartwell, Persia Pirotta going at it to see who's the better woman out of this former tag team. I'm sure a lot of you would care. I don't fucking know. You have A-Kid versus Gabriel Kidd, or A-Kid, whatever the fuck his name is, versus Kushida. But nonetheless, more importantly, we'll see the return of Dolph Ziggler as the new NXT champion. Okay? That's going to be it for me, guys. All right? Thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. All that fun stuff. All right? Hit the bell notification. Be notified when I go live. All right? That's going to be it for me. I am out of here. You guys have been awesome as always. More importantly, this has been another installment of Around the Point. Peace out, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
the point.